are still really difficult to get rid of, though.
Yeah. He should attack, right? He should attack.
Doesn't really matter either
blow
way.
His disc. Well, doesn't he want the disc gone?
Yeah, he does. So he should attack. But but he should try to leave two blue open.
Sacred Ground will put any creatures that die to the disc back in play, even though the disc is destroying Sacred Ground. Bob fires up Fairy Conclave. He's gonna fire up Treetop Village and leave up 2 blue. Seems like, yeah, tap both Treetop Villages. That way he can leave the Reflected Pool untapped and have 3 blue sources available. He doesn't lose to Wasteland.
Sorry.
Davis has to blow the disc here, right?
Absolutely, yeah, and that's really his intention. This was kind of all predetermined.
So Bob attacks with his creature lands, and Brian is forced to pop his Navinral's disc, blowing up the board. But remember, these creatures double as lands, and Bob has Sacred Ground, which says whenever your opponent causes you to put your lands into your graveyard, you can put them directly back onto the battlefield. And like gum at the bottom of his shoe, Brian can't get rid of these creatures.
The Necropode, by the same ruling that allows Bob's land to come back into play, also hurts Brian in that Bob gets to draw a card off his compost when the Necro goes to the graveyard. So Bob got another card up out of that.
Right. Bob drew several cards off that compost, but unfortunately his draw has been relatively poor, and he hasn't been able to draw the high-quality cards that he had in Game 1.
And then drain for... yeah. But Bob has a counterspell, so he's going to persecute blue. You don't need to name yet. He said persecute blue. The right play is to say persecute. Are you countering? But he tipped his hand. He did the same thing with a consult earlier.
So, oddly, the correct play here, if he could see Bob's hand, would be to say good done.
He says done.
And Davis, who seems to have...
he's afraid of Force. Well, Bob only has 2 cards in his hand.
I don't
now,
think...
can Brian win this game if Bob has Force? How does it help to let Bob untap? How does that help?
I don't know. I think someone's standing behind Bob and signaling to Davis what Bob has in his hand, because this guy's just crazy. He seems to always know what to do. Always. It's just amazing. Like, it's uncanny. Like, once in a while he'll make a mistake, but for the vast majority of the time, he seems to have, like, some psychic ability to know when to hold off and when to go for it. I don't really understand it, because he wouldn't know the Sword's Plowshares in his hand.
I'm not convinced he should be playing.
Yeah, he probably shouldn't be, but it's going to work for his advantage hugely, given that Bob didn't draw a counterspell, and... as long as Brian Davis still tries to corrupt it and trade life him out. Now he's got to do it. I mean, his back's to the wall now. There's no stopping it here.
Corrupt you for 9? Sure. Alright, David goes up to 12, Bob drops to 4.
The fact that Corrupt Resolve, dealing a ton of damage to Bob, means that he has no counterspell. Brian should know that the defenses are down.
If Davis thinks it through, he should know there's no counterspell in Bob's hand. Now, will Bob draw a counterspell? He draws a Light Tutor. That should do it. Davis should win this game. Remarkable.
Bob to win? Despite discarding a Wasteland, Davis wins anyway. He just outraces him with drains and corrupts to the head.
This is a very, very exciting final. I think this might go down to the wire.
Yeah, now Davis has got to have a little confidence. If he really does win this game, he's still a little nervous right now. It's like Bob draws a counterspell. Bob pulled stuff out, had something up his sleeve last game.
The only thing we had better hope is that he doesn't drain him for 4. He's got to drain him for the 4 maximum.
Yeah, the only way Mara wins this game is if Davis drains for 4. I mean, Davis can say drain for 4. If Davis says drain for 4, then Mara is going to take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, and we might see a grown man cry.
He's 15, he's not a grown man. Yeah, as long as Davis sinks everything into the drain, he wins. 2 Treetop Villages knock Davis down to 6.
Brian just committed a cardinal sin. He tapped on Bob's lucky charm, the Beanie Baby. Never touch another man's Beanie Baby.
So it's 6-4. Did Brian just reach over and tap mine? Yeah, he reached over, he tapped the Miser's Cage. Come on, don't say
Don't
4!
do it.
Shh, don't, guys, be quiet.
Training for 4.
Oh my god. I can't believe he did that. All he has to do is tap 3 more lanes.
What's amazing here?
It's too late. He said drain life for 4.
What's
It's on the
amazing
stack.
here? What's amazing here is the top deck of the disc is the worst card he can draw because then he's
left 4
actually
mana for the
tempted to
disc.
leave the 4 mana open
Doesn't
for the disc.
matter.
If he draws an utter piece of garbage, he won't keep
Oh my.
4 mana open for the disc. And guess what happens next turn? He's got the Light Tutor in his
Oh
hand.
my.
So Bob's down to 4 life with his back against the wall. And Brian has enough lands in play to play Drain Life for 8 damage. Brian plays Drain Life for 4. But the card he didn't play around, perhaps because he did not even think that Bob could still have it in his deck, was the Sword to Plowshares. Instead of removing his opponent's creatures, he removes his own and gets that sweet 3 life out of it, keeping his head above water.
So despite
Oh,
the
it's an
fact
aura. How can he...
But all Brian had to do was tap 3 more lands, deal 7 damage, and even the swords couldn't protect Bob. What an absolute blunder.
Bob Meyer Jr.
he should go for the 2 casting cost null rod.
He scoops.
And Brian is so embarrassed, he scoops out of shame. Brian wasn't even dead. The Drain Life brought him back to 10 life, and Bob's creature lands can only attack back for 8 damage. The rookie continues to make rookie mistakes. Well, that's my video for today. Have you ever made a blunder that easily could have won you the game? Share your story in the comments section below. Smash like for Beanie Babies, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, or Bob's gonna come and shuffle your vintage cards. Hey, it's Nikachu, and today we are going to take a look at the worst blunder in Magic the Gathering Pro Tour history. Our hero today